right, and we are back here on the GSMC Football Podcast. And for the third part of the show, we are going to talk about running back of the New England Patriots, Rhamondre Stevenson, and his new contract. So he's the latest running back that has gotten paid. I mean, we had that, earlier in the offseason, you had a lot of running backs change teams, of course, and get paid. But Rhamondre Stevenson will be sticking around in New England for an extended period of time with this new extension. He was taken he was a rookie in 2021, so he was taken out of Oklahoma. Back in 2021. And he only had 606 rushing yards, averaged 4.6 yards per carry, 5 rushing touchdowns. But he was kind of the number 2 guy to Damian Harris. But when he was on the field, he did show you, like, hey, this is a pretty good player. And then the following year, Damian Harris dealt with injury, so Rhamondre Stevenson, he became the number 1 back. And he had 210 carries, 1,040 rushing yards, averaged 5 yards per carry, and 5 rushing touchdowns. So that was a good year. That was a pretty good year for him, even though the Patriots, they finished, I think, 8-9 on the season. And then last year, dealt with injuries. He only had 619 yards and 4 touchdowns. So the Patriots, they signed him. So the specifics of the contracts, he agreed to a 4-year, $36 million extension. This contract includes $17 million guaranteed, an $8 million signing bonus is included. The deal includes $12 million in incentives starting in 2025. So he can earn $600,000 for each of 1,400, 1,500, and 1,600 scrimmage yards, and an additional $600,000 for making the Pro Bowl or earning first or second team All-Pro honors. And his maximum contract value could reach $48 million if all incentives are met. And the $9 million new money average ranks him 7th among running backs. This extension will keep him under contract through 2028, and he was entering the final year of his rookie deal, so the Patriots wanted to get this done. But yeah, he's going to be the workhorse back. And the Patriots, they did add Antonio Gibson this offseason from the Commanders. They also have some other running backs. They have Kevin Harris, Jermichael Hasty, Deshaun Fenwick, and Terrell Jennings. So that's their running back depth behind Rhamondre Stevenson. And if you look at this Patriots offense, I guess we could agree that he's probably the best offensive weapon on the team. Because you got Kendrick Bourne working his way back from his injury from last year. They signed KJ Osborne this offseason. You got DeMario Douglas. They drafted Jalen Polk. You still have Juju Smith-Schuster. They brought back, they extended Hunter Henry. I don't know. I feel like Rhamondre Stevenson's probably the best weapon on the team. But, yeah, he's coming off of a down year. He only played, how many games did he play in last year? He only played in, I want to say, he only played in 12 games last year. So actually in 2021 he played in 12 games too. So he missed some time his rookie season. 2022 stayed healthy, played every single game. But yeah, last year he only played in 12 games. And then the receiving game, he had 238 receiving yards, no touchdowns. But I think he's a solid running back. The Patriots, like I said, he probably is the best offensive weapon. There's not really a lot of elite level talent on this Patriots offense. This is a transition period for them. This is a rebuild for them. And it's going to be different. Because with the Patriots, you're accustomed to seeing them being a team that competes for championships. And we haven't really seen that these last few years for many different reasons. Well, the biggest reason is because number 12 left to go play in Tampa for a few years. But, yeah, now there's no Belichick. This is a new era for the Patriots. And, with running backs, yeah, they're kind of a position where, teams are reluctant to pay, big money for him. I mean, we saw the Eagles and what, they signed Saquon Barkley to. And Rhamondre Stevenson's 26, so now he's in his mid 20s, and you would think like, oh, you're in your mid 20s, you're still young. No, but not for a running back. Running back, you're starting to get, older. Uh, the running back position, ages faster. So, but I think he's still got some good years. You got to stay healthy. Like I said, he only played in 12 games last year, and I mean, it's going to depend on, if the switch to Drake May, because it seems like Jacoby Brissett's going to be the starter to start the year. I mean, Rhamondre Stevenson's going to get a heavy workload, but you think when Drake May, takes over, they're going to rely upon Rhamondre Stevenson to take some pressure off of Drake May. But I guess like in the grand scheme of things, I mean, where would you rank Rhamondre Stevenson among the top running backs? I mean, I guess he's like, maybe like top 15, top 20. I mean, he's definitely outside the top. I mean, I can't do a top 10 off the bat. I mean, you got Barkley, you got Hunter Henry, Derrick Henry, McCaffrey, Jahmyr Gibbs, Josh Jacobs. I'd probably take over him. I mean, I'm really gonna go through all the running backs right now. Jonathan Taylor, Travis Etienne. I mean, yeah, So you're probably gonna end up with him outside the top 10. Yeah, so he's probably top 15, top 20, I would say. But like I said, he's probably the best offensive weapon on the team. So, and I think maybe he's still got some productive years left. Now, I don't expect him, with this extension to go out there and rush for, to get his incentives for 1,400, 1,500 yards. I don't think you're going to get that. I think you're going to get a guy that, will get around 1,000 yards. Kind of stay around his touchdown total. But maybe it goes up. But yeah, I don't expect him to reach those milestones. But because he hasn't shown it in the 3 years that he's been in the league. Well, partly because he's been hurt, but the 1 year that he did play every single game, he got, he did get over 1,000 yards. But, I mean, who knows? I mean, it's a new offense, a new system, so maybe, he does get close to those marks. But, I mean, whether this is a good move or not, I mean, it's, again, you're keeping your best offensive weapon. I mean, this will take him till he's 30. So, I mean, I think if they start to see, a decline, or if he just continues to get hurt, well, you got other running backs on the team, which I don't really look at right now. I mean, I don't know, outside of Antonio Gibson, I'm not really too familiar with some of the other running backs on their depth chart, so I don't really see, any of them as, coming out and being a Jonas Gray, and having that 4 touchdown game, and then you don't see him again. But, if Rhamondre Stevenson starts to decline, the Patriots will have to, address that. But yeah, I mean, this is just another contract extension. Another running back getting paid. Because I mean, we had running backs get paid in at the start of free agency. Then you had all the quarterback stuff. Now, took a little break from the quarterback stuff, and also receivers got paid as well. Don't forget that. But now we just have another running back that gets paid. So, I mean, I'm okay with it. But I think the Patriots, they're hoping that he goes out there and he has a great year. And I think he's hoping for the same thing. Last year was tough, for, the players in general, because the Patriots had their worst season in a long time. And they're hoping to turn the page, and they're hoping this new era is promising. So, and he's going to be a big part of that. So let me know what you guys think, though. How did you feel about Rhamondre Stevenson and his new contract? How do you see him doing this year? I mean, I think if he plays the full season, I think he'll get, I think he'll get to 1,000 yards, close to it, with him being the workhorse back. But, only time will tell. Only time will tell. And actually, I also forgot some of the other running backs in his division as well. I mean, I think Breece Hall is probably better as well. James Cook had a good year last year. Raheem Mostert even had the amount of touchdowns he had last year. And Devon Achane looks like he's going to be a good player, although he dealt with injuries as well. Yeah, so there are actually some good running backs in the AFC East. Yeah, but yeah, like I said, I probably put Rhamondre Stevenson. I mean, he's definitely outside the top 10, probably like top 15, top 20, maybe. I mean, I didn't really feel like doing a rankings off the top of my head, and I don't really like doing rankings to begin with because it's kind of hard sometimes. But it also depends on how big the list is. Like if I was to sit here and rank all 32 starting running backs, it's difficult. But I mean, like, top 5, yeah, top 10, okay, but once you get past that, it's hard. So, but yeah, let me know what you guys think about Rhamondre Stevenson's contract. Like I said, what kind of season do you think he's gonna have? So, we're gonna end the segment there. We're gonna take another break, and then when we come back, we will talk about Steelers general manager Omar Khan and his recent comments on Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. So I wanted to get into that. So we'll discuss that when we come back from our next break. So with that being said, stick around, and we'll be right back here on the GSMC Football Podcast.